Welcome to the world united. Welcome to the world united.
Hello everyone, we're back here and we have now Thor Eriksson will be our first speaker, our next speaker. And Thor Eriksson, I wanted to express so much my gratefulness. I'm sure we all want to express it because he's one of the persons making this possible for this event, as one of the organizers of this wonderful festival and supporters of this amazing movement that is the World United. He's a healer. He's really a shaman, we could call her, community builder. He's been working for many years in shamanism, from various perspectives and traditions. He's walking this path all the way, and he's also an amazing visionary for this moment, this Aquarian era, as many amazing visionaries are coming out in the world now. And he's going to talk to us today. He has chosen the subject of communities, and he's a builder too, and his dream is always start building communities all around the world. So he's coming out with this amazing model of communities. He's been dreaming about it for many years, and he will tell us all about it, and he will bring the very important subject of building unity, creating unity through building communities. Thank you, Thor, for being with us. I leave you with Thor Eriksson.
Hi, I'm Thor. Nice to meet you, everyone. I will share with you today about communities. It's like we are living in a world now where a lot of people basically are longing for something different. Most of us live in, I would say, our apartments, our homes, and when it's time to eat, we go to the store and we do our shopping, and we go to our work and earn money so we can pay for all this food. What I can see is like it's a lot of individuality in the society, and many works only for themselves, which means that it's not really so much cooperation and co-creation. So I started to dream, how can we all come together in a better way, or a way that is more joyful, more supportive. So even if someone have a bad day or doesn't feel happy or healthy or sick, they will be supported. It's like a life where you feel you are not alone, you are in a community. And then I started to think, how can we build a community that is sustainable and in a right relationship to nature and to us as humans? Because I can also see in our life now, most of the people I see are stressed, they are overworked, and also in fear. And I wonder how come that we are so stressed and busy and full of fear. And of course it's a product of our society, of our way of being brought up. And of course this is how we have related to life, and I can understand that we are a part of this society. Although I can see people start dreaming, wow, can it be another way? Can it be a different way to relate to life? And of course, this is what I have asked myself, and then I look at it and see, wow, there is actually a lot of ways we can relate to life that makes us more joyful, more in balance, more relaxed, more that we can experience belonging. We are not alone. We belong to something. We belong to a mission. And this mission is our own private mission. What do you want to do with your life, and how can you let your life be in service of something greater? Because this is also, if I look at my own life, I can see that, wow, I really been servicing myself first of all. And of course, we all want to have what is needed in our life. We want a stable income, we want food, we want a home to live, and we want good friends. So in my own life, I've been going through different kind of stages, so to speak. I started very early. I was a judo champion and Swedish judo champion, and that was my first relationship to really going for what I want in my life. And I became Swedish champion sometimes. I was in the national team. And then I started a healing journey. So when I was 23 years old, I learned body work, I learned healing techniques. So all my life basically has been about introspection, and also how do I express that in the outer? How do I help people? And I also started with a shamanic path, which is very much about relationship to nature. I have a huge interest in technology, but then I look at technology and then I say, wow, how can we create technology that is good for us? You know? So I've been investigating like frequency machines for healing cancer. We can have oxygen machines for more oxygen uptake, or hydrogen that heals the brain, and so on. So there's a lot of good technology, and we can use this technology for our own benefit. It doesn't always need to be destructive. So of course, in a community, and when I talk about a community, I talk about, I would say, a community that creates a new paradigm, a community that suddenly moves out of the old paradigm into something greater. And how do we start a community? That's what I've been pondering, huh? How can I start a community? Because it takes a lot to create the right foundation for a community. And what I see is, of course, it begins with each one of us. What kind of relationship do I hold to myself? And that relationship decides how I act in life. If I only want things for myself and not share, it will not be much of a community. It will be very poor community, right? So coming together for me to create a sacred community, a community that has a higher standard of living, that honors life, that honors you, that honors nature, and create a system that benefits everyone, not only a few people. So I started to think, and I started to dream, and I started to read, and I have started to study a lot of things. So, for example, how to build sacred homes that has a holistic approach, how to look within and know myself. And the best way to start a foundation is to get to know ourselves and get in relationship with nature. So this is the first paradigm shift we need to do. So instead of asking us, what can I get out of it? We ask, what can I bring to it? And when we do that, something totally shifts. Suddenly we are not about gaining, we are about sharing. So then we need a platform for sharing. And this is where I see the first platform for a sacred community will be a sacred land. A land that we now become the caretakers of. And when we move in there, we will move in a beautiful way. my life is very much about the shamanic approach, and in the shamanic approach we always communicate with nature. We communicate with trees, stones, and plant life, animals. It's like an invitation to know them more, and for them to know us. So let's say we come to a land, and instead of just seeing ourselves as the owner of the land, we come there and we see ourselves as the co-creators together with the land. So we start to invoke a ceremony where we relate to the land from a view of, wow, how can we support the land to thrive, as well as ourselves to thrive. So that's the very beginning of it. And we will make a ceremony to talk to nature, so we are welcome when we come somewhere. Many times we just go to a place and think, here we can sit down, here we can put up our tent, and then we meet a lot of flies and mosquitoes and storms, because we never ask the land for permission, So if we ask the land for permission, I went through such an experience myself, and wow, such a change. Suddenly I felt welcome, I felt nourished by the land, and the land feels respected and honored by us relating to the land that way. So this is our first relationship to the land, and now we take on upon ourselves to protect the land. We will restore the forest, we will restore the fauna, even help the animals to gain momentum, because we have taken away a lot from the animals. We are thinking we always have the right, and how can it be like that? We are together with nature, we are not the owner of nature. So now we have restored the right relationship to the land, and that is also within ourselves. So suddenly we respect the land. And when we do that, we also start respecting each other. So when you start a community, we always need to ask ourselves, what am I doing in the community? What is my role in the community? And how can I be of service in the best way that sustains my heart? Because if the heart is not there, then you are not there at all, right? Then it will be boring and a lot of duty. And we don't want that. We want passion. We want like a responsible action that comes from the heart. And when we act from there, suddenly you ask yourself, wow, what is my passion? So in this community, we will call in people that has a passion for being in a community, and that has a passion maybe for growing food, because we will grow our own food, and that food will be geniusly grown with super water, with super nutrition and super care, and when we are nourishing it with our heart, it will grow like crazy. It will be beautiful, that food. It will be tasty, not only crazy, it will be tasty. So when we do something, we do it with our soul, with our heart. So growing food is one aspect of the thing. Of course, living together and sharing resources is another important thing. If we are like 100 families, we only need maybe 10 cars instead of 100 cars, or maybe we need 15 cars we can share. So there will be many things to think about when we start a community, and I will shortly just say the aspects. We will have education, super education for young people, old people. We will have education for um, I lost my mind a little bit, but we will also have, of course, education where we find ourselves. We will have other sorts of education. But the interesting thing is that many things will work together. So we will build our own houses, ecological houses. of course, from nature material. So a lot of other things will come there. I know I could talk about this for hours, but I only have like 15 minutes and we are soon ending. So if you want to connect to me, you can connect to me through World United. If you hold like a sacred vision for communities that is in another league that has such a beautiful way of relating to life, you are welcome. So thank you so much. I give you back to Amrita Magdala.
Thank you, Thor. That is wonderful always to listen, and your vision, your passion for it. And I would say around this, I love this subject. Let us call all the community builders so we can share our ideas together and grow from each other and learn from each other and create amazing unity consciousness and living in communities. We need these communities now to make us feel strong. We need to come together. This is the time. So thank you, Thor, for this. We will expand on all this maybe at the end and in our panel of discussion. I welcome all to stay. Thor will not be able to be with us, but we'll make sure to bring anything you want to connect with you later. He just left. He's moderating another track.